Folks, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about what I believe you should be investing your money in and what you should be holding for at least the 2 to 5 year mark. And we're really going to get into the numbers, the weekly numbers that we do every single week, and really break it down for you guys. So let's get into the video. So what we have here is May 14th, 2026. First, we're going to start off with Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved it's a really good set, honestly. The grading rate inside of Paldea Evolved in general is a huge opportunity for Paldea Evolved, and that's why I believe it's going to do really well over time, because all of the cards inside of Paldea Evolved are just hard to generate. I don't know what print facility that they were using or what kind of quality control they had during Paldea Evolved, but for some reason all of Paldea Evolved is fairly hard to grade. So definitely will be a better set later on to get into. 151 as well. I've been talking about how we should be selling 151 and moving it into earlier sets. I think 151 is a great set to hold long term if you have already. I don't think it's as good of a move right now to be buying your ETBs at 660 and holding for if you're planning to sell for 2 years. I think if you're planning to hold for 5 to 10 years, I think you definitely should be holding 151 in your portfolio. I still do have some 151 ETBs, regular ETBs in my portfolio right now. I don't have any PC ETBs. I think it's really hard to get into those right now. So there's probably really hard to sell those PC ETBs right now, since I think they're too high for a lot of people, and it's only been about 2.5 years for that growth, and it's done really well. Paldean Fates, the total value is continuously growing for Paldean Fates. I remember going to a card show, and it was probably about a year ago, and I was able to get like over 50 packs, a bunch of packs for $8 a pack, and now they're $20. So there has been a huge gain for Paldean Fates. I think it's really hard if you're thinking about investing in the 2 to 5 year range for all these sets. I think if my strategy really is to sell within that 2 to 5 year range and get into something new so I can double faster, because my whole strategy is how fast can things double, and so that's why I'm strictly into the sets like Prismatic Evolutions, and we'll go into those later. But Paldean Fates as a whole, I think it's a great set. I think there's really good cards inside of it. You know, it has Charizard, probably a top Mew card ever released as well in there. I think it's crazy how the PC ETB and regular ETB are so close in price. I think there's definitely a huge opportunity to buy the PC ETBs right now, as the set value looks like it's always done a little bit better than 151 as well. 151 just has the nostalgia, and everyone loves 151 since it's the originals. But now let's get into Prismatic Evolutions. Prismatic Evolutions, I believe, is still the best buy, honestly, right now. I think it's at its lowest point at 165. If you're able to get the ETBs at 150 off of Facebook Marketplace or online, I definitely think you should be going gung-ho and getting those, especially right now. I think it's got probably about another year before it's going to hit around $600 in ETB. So we're really waiting on that right now, holding a bunch of Prismatic ETBs and PC ETBs. I think the PC ETBs will probably get to around that 1300, same as 151. I believe that they're going to do fairly similar. I think they're slowly getting eaten up on the market because they don't make them anymore, right? So it's fairly hard to find some PC ETBs, I would say, on just like Facebook Marketplace and like locally. You definitely can always buy them off of eBay and TCG player, obviously, but we're really here to get the deals. We want to be buying at a slight percentage, for sure. When you're doing this, the bundles have been growing to 90, and the packs are now at $14.29. The pack price is growing, which is telling me that the just the pack scarcity is growing, right? People are continuously ripping Prismatic, and that is what going to continue to grow Prismatic Evolution. So right now, I would recommend not selling. If you have any Prismatic Evolutions, you want to hold at least for one more year, and really reevaluate in a year for Prismatic Evolutions. Definitely, if you're in the 10-year game, you definitely are just holding anyway. But for my strategy specifically, it's around the 2 to 5 year is when I'm planning on selling. And so I've already held Prismatic Evolutions for about a year. And so we just need one more year basically for that. Destined Rivals, I am putting Destined Rivals on here because I do believe that it is going to be a great set. It's probably going to do the perform the best in Scarlet and Violet era, and I think it's reflected on that due to the total value already. So Paldea Evolved is the other mainline set. It's the other mainline set that we have that is doing really good, and so over $1,500 total value is what we want, especially for the mainline sets. The mainline sets are the ones with booster boxes, and the specialty sets are the ones without booster boxes, which you can see are between here. But holding on to my Destined Rivals because I believe it's good to have some big box booster boxes, and I'll probably hold those. I think Destined Rivals is just growing. It's just growing, and the total value's been staying steady and continuously growing. The booster box has reflected that as well. You know, it's at 650. I think I've saw some solds at 700 already. So we're gonna be holding Destined Rivals until it hits its like 2.5 year mark, and then we'll definitely reevaluate then. But holding as much as I can, where I do see the sleeved packs for Destined Rivals, I am still buying those. I think those are a huge opportunity. And what I've seen in the past is it's just easier to rip and easier to sell if you have the sleeved packs later on, because you can sell them individually, and they're fairly low cost. Rather than having to spend $650 to get a booster box. I just think that maxes a lot of people out, and people do really love Destined Rivals. So later on, being able to sell those single packs, I think you could really sell those quickly for liquidity, and that's why I believe Destined Rivals is going to be a good buy right now, especially if you're going to hold for 2 years. I would say we need to wait like 2 more years for Destined Rivals to see how it's going to do. I do think it will become a $1,000 box in the next year, just because it's just in high demand. Like the pack price compared to the booster box price is way off for right now. I think 880 is probably like $340 for a booster box if it was actually all 36 packs. But 650 is pretty much doubling that, which I think is insane. Another product that I think is good is our Prismatic Evolutions SBCs. I think they moved down to like 280, 290, which I think is a huge play. I mean, it's 15 packs of Prismatic Evolutions. I just think that's a steal, honestly. You definitely want to hold those. I mean, those are the biggest product Prismatic Evolutions has to offer, and that's just going to have its own premium, right? You're able to get the most packs out of a single product, and obviously you get like a playmat and some other little miscellaneous items. But SBCs for Prismatic, definitely a buy right now. Definitely a buy right now. Black Bolt White Flare. Love to see what's happening with Black Bolt and White Flare right now. The ETBs are growing, 143 to 134 right now. For those, the total values are continuously growing. And the PC ETBs, I don't see too much crazy movement, but the regular ETBs are making the move, and the pack price. So that's telling me that people are finally starting to realize that Black Bolt White Flare isn't top priority for Pokemon Center to continue to reprint, and they're focusing on more of Ascended Heroes and newer sets, especially Mega Evolution. And like I said in the past, that Black Bolt White Flare, since it's at the end of the blockchain for Scarlet and Violet, it seems that the last set always does super well. And I think that is a huge opportunity for Black Bolt White Flare. As people are just wanting to get the new stuff, it's just slowly getting forgotten about. And I think Prismatic Evolutions and Destined Rivals are slowly getting forgotten about, and not many people are seeking it, as there are newer sets out, right? So just a huge advantage for those sets. Phantasmal Flames now is the box price is moving. The booster box price, I've held off on selling some booster boxes for Phantasmal Flames because people are going crazy still over that Charizard that's in there, and that's like the only thing that's worth your time, is the gold Charizard and the SIR Charizard, right? And what I've noticed is that when you have a mainline set box and there's a card over $500, that box is tending to do really well over a long period of time. And you're seeing that, right? We saw it with Paldea Evolved. We have the Magikarp in there growing exponentially. I think Twilight Masquerade is slowly getting affected by that as well. I didn't talk about that, but it was Twilight Masquerade is just another set. I'm not doing anything with Twilight Masquerade, so I'm not seeing it as a huge opportunity. I think it's just slowing down. So I did sell. Honestly, I sold all of my Twilight Masquerade. So I don't have any more of Twilight Masquerade because I just feel it's better to be in the sets in yellow here. Phantasmal Flames, though, I do think it's a good hold right now. If you were able to buy a bunch at release and you got it for 200 to 250, you're sitting pretty. You can decide on selling if you need to, if you were in that range, but I really don't. I see it probably getting to like 500 a box and then stopping there, probably by 2027. But that's really the only buy that I would do for Phantasmal Flames. I know the ETBs, people are really liking the ETBs as well. I'm just not into. If I was to buy it, it would be to flip any Phantasmal Flames right now for my business. I'm basically just buying to flip it because people are really wanting it, and I'm just not really seeing the long-term hold for Phantasmal Flames. I just think it's not going to perform as well as the other things, right? So Ascended Heroes now. Ascended Heroes. That is a set that we're wanting to hold for around 2 to 5 year range, right? It's exploding. It's still growing. The total value is back up to the 7,700 basically, right? And the PC ETB, they didn't reprint the PC ETBs for Ascended Heroes, so that was a little off, and that's probably why the box is where it's at right now. Prismatic Evolutions did have a PC ETB reorder, which that was a huge opportunity to buy when that happened, but I do not think that they're doing that for Ascended Heroes, and so be wary of that. Now is probably the best time to buy Ascended Heroes. I don't know what they could do, honestly, to bring it down. I think everyone has decided that is a huge set. I mean, Ascended Heroes has the IRs in the set rather than Prismatic Evolution doesn't have IRs. So that's really the only benefit of Ascended Heroes, and that's why it's going to perform really well, is it has those extra cards that have nice artwork on them, really. And so Prismatic Evolutions or Ascended Heroes, if you're able to hold those or get ETBs in the 150 to 140 range, you definitely want to do it. I see it coming down to probably like 160, 150 once they're probably going to release bigger products such as an SPC for Ascended Heroes eventually, and so there's going to be a lot of packs hitting the market, which I think it will affect the ETBs as they're pretty much going to continue to print as much Ascended Heroes as possible for the next while. So, I mean, I do see it going down. I don't see it hitting 200 or anything crazy. I think it's going to drop just like how Prismatic is doing to 165. So just keep in mind that is probably going to happen as they just continuously release the product. It's just we've never seen something at the heights of what Ascended Heroes is doing right now. So just be wary of that as well. Don't max out your credit cards and just buy all your Ascended Heroes ETBs at 175. It's just not a good play unless you're planning to hold for 10 years, right? All of this works if you're going to hold for 10 years. I think if you're going to hold anything in Scarlet Violet Mega Evolution era for 10 years, you're going to do well, right? But I'm going off of what the best sets are. I like talking about what the best things you should do because that's really where you should have majority of your attention to. And really holding off on a lot of the slower sets because you're just not going to get as much growth as fast as you want it to be. So let me know your guys' thoughts on what you should be investing your money into. And of course, leave a comment and subscribe if you haven't. Take care.